Good afternoon. My name is Nataly Gonzalez, and today I will going to talk about doping and the effect of drugs used in athletes and how it affects social environments. Even more, I will talk about other important aspects related to it. My purpose is to inform you about the critical issues and consequences of a wrong concept to achieve victory, and at the same time, educate the reader about the substance abuse to improve physical fitness. Explore the physiological effects of mostly substance in sport field. Finally, analyze the long-term effect of excessive substance use. My purpose is to inform you about the relationship between the body, drugs, and sports. Also, I will inform you about the deliberative and detonating factor of illegal substance use and athletes' priorities. Some of you will ask if this is a problem in Puerto Rico. Well, here, taking advantage that this week are the university sports competition live, I attach you some examples of the reason why I chose this team. Here, you can see some of the titles of news talking about the action of our athletes taking and using drugs to improve their abilities. Also, the consequences of having tested positive for illegal substance use. This is not only involves suspension, also a bad public perspective. Here, I justify my purpose about the need to present information to our athletes informing all about doping and the use of illegal substances. First of all, I would like to explain what is doping and why I use the term throughout my presentation. The word doping comes from dope, substance which is shown in data has not been clearly etymology. Dutch columnist Boers used the word doping and eventually was adopted by a wide range of substances and sports, appearing for the first time in the dictionary in 1989 as doping. According to Merriam-Webster, doping is the illicit use of any substance as anabolic steroids, protein inter alia, or techniques who improve illegally athletes' performance. In other words, anything you do to get advantage from the other ones. For me, it's important to let you know where begins all. In Greece, there is a history of alcohol use beverage as stimulants by the Zulu Dutch warriors, used to improve their battle skills. This tradition, according to Lopez, started with a primitive drink of South African origin of the Kafir tribe. Being the alcohol used as stimulant in ceremonial dances, as I mentioned before, both antecedents attribute alcohols like substance for a better performance. Science, it is categorized with inhibiting and relaxing effects. An example of this is wine, used mostly of the first Olympics game. There is knowledge of the origin about the stimulants used to improve performance. I would like to discuss what is physiology and the importance of understanding this concept. Physiology, according to the Royal Spanish Academy, is defined as the science that aims at the study of the functions of human beings. In other words, it is the science that studies the functions of organisms. Each one of the substances are used to emphasize in one of the systems of the image. The first one is the nervous system. The second one is the circulatory system. The third one is the endocrine system. The fourth system is the muscular system. We have the osseous system, the respiratory system, and the human being at all. Now, I proceed to discuss the consequence of the substance use and abuse. According to San Juan Capistrano Hospital informative web portal, by using different substances and converting it into daily use, the body reduces natural production to what it takes to use over time high doses to have the same results, creating a codependence of the substance and making it difficult to retraction, causing severe damage by not using them or simply reducing the dose. To discuss the most commonly drugs in sports, here I attach a circular graph provided by WADA, World Anti-Doping Agency, illustrating the most common substance used in athletes. I will discuss the top four substances and their functions in the human body. The first one, we have the anabolics, defined by the compounds that accelerate tissue growth. In other words, increase muscle mass and energy storage. These are a group of drugs derived from testosterone that produce muscle building. The second one, we have the hormones, who are chemical messengers that affect growth and metabolism. An important factor in the use of hormones is that only a small amount is needed to cause major changes. The third one, we have stimulants, another operant mode in which athletes can make use of prohibited substances, with the reduction of fatigue by means of a stimulant, substance that excites the functional activity of organs, which improve the speed of the cardiac rhythms and reduce the appetite, leading to weight loss. The last one, but not less important, we have diuretics. There are drugs used to lose weight quickly or simply to reduce remains of the other drugs. This is the case of diuretics, which are referred as a substance that facilitate or increase the elimination of urine. The consequences of substance abuse are not only economical, also are ethical, social, and legal. In an economical way, the United Nations International Drugs Control Program (UNDCP) estimate that drug abuse in the United States costs to the nation more than 75 million per year. The marketing, bifurcation, and massification of publicity and the benefits offered to the athletes are a source of the different reasons for an implicit boom in the pursuit of victory. Advertising traps and marketing they use, manipulate, and misrepresent the truth for commercial profit on the part of the worthy fanatics. The fruit of capitalism that transforms everything in an object of merchandise. Marketing brought with it traps and money. In other way, the ethical way, ethics has an main objective to study ethics, which is defined as the decision of the human being to choose the right thing. It seeks in sports the reason to defend it against the phenomenon of doping. Further mentions that ethics is based on the effort exerted by the athlete, the transparency and the image that he reflects, flow by intelligence, commitment, and authenticity. The third aspect is the legal one. According to Bertzia, the modification project to the law against doping in sport in 2012 aims to adapt the doping law to the new World Anti-Doping Code (AMA). New violations, such as complicity, defined by the Code as the act of assisting, encouraging, inciting, collaborating, conspiring, and intentionally covering up complies with an anti-doping regulations. The consequence of illegal drug use, and I define use like repeated exposure to a psychoactive substance or drugs, are the premature illness, the codependency that was discussed in the physiology slide, furthermore, the social way. The society, the culture, and the family have a lot weight in the substance abuse in athletes. First, the values reached in home, the pressure created by fathers to their children's on winning, the mistaken idea of being the best and achieve victory, like mentioned before, and the existing competitiveness in society are great influence that lead the athletes to take the decision of using substance looking for a full performance of functions and achievement of first place to be accepted by all of us. In a way of looking solution, we empowerment to estrange values of honesty and fair play by changing the wrong view of used substance to reinforce performance, be competitive, and achieve victory. If there is some way to be more productive, we can go seeking for natural supplements or at least legal ones. Finally, informing athletes and the public in general the causes of substance abuse and with it the consequence about codependency, illness, and social critics and legal problems that entails the use of illegal substance and doping in sports. Well, I would like to let you know, even also, some of the reasons explaining here are not part of my medical field, they are part of my minor I made in psychology. I forgot to mention before that I am doing my investigations in the effects of doping in athletes. I provide you a summary very detailed to let you know the problem with the priorities of our athletes and how the society distortion unconsciously the thoughts of our competitors. The emotional load is very high, not only personal, also social. The reason that I use all the consequences factor like ethical, behavior, legal, economical are factors that I use because are the only way to reach the cause of substance abuse and effect on athletes that I mentioned before. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, please feel free to ask me below the video in the comments area. Well, this is the end of my presentation. Here I attached the works cited in where you can find more information in case you were interested to know more about it. The first reference, you can find the data analysis graphics on all the visual statistics of doping. The second reference, you can find here the water code. These water codes reveal and explain all the World Anti-Doping Agency rules that athletes have to keep in the moment that they were in competition. The third one is where you can find more interest information about the history of substance use in other countries. The fourth one, you can find all the information related to all the illegal substance with their uses and how affects any organism that I mentioned before. I almost forgot that the news that I used to explain the problem in Puerto Rico, I got to El Nuevo Día, Primera Hora, and Portal Estudiantil. And finally, we have the Medline Plus web that here you can find the definition that I discussed before for watching.